So as you saw previously, I do have it running and driving, but like this is just being held on by the bolt at the back and a clamp up here at the front, and actually it needs to come in a little bit more. I got to trim some of the frame off to get this body panel to fit, and then the radiator's actually got to move back. But that's no big deal. And then yeah, she's sketchy, but it'll work. And so it's just enough to get it to start and move under its own power, so I don't have to push it around the shop. So she does start and run and move and drive under her own power, which was really the whole point. But nowhere close to done. But I'm laying out the bed here, and I don't have anything attached yet. These are just the timbers that are going to be the main supports for the floor. And most of them are 4x6s, treated 4x6s. Some of them are old barn beams that I pulled out of the barn that I took down before putting my shop up. And then I've got the headboard laid out here. This is going to, of course, go up against the cab. That's the part that goes against the cab. So actually the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to drill all the holes in all of this and get everything bolted down, except for the front one. I'm going to get the holes drilled and get it laid out, but then what I'm actually going to do is lay out the clamps. This has got the little C hooks that this sets in, and I want to lay those out on that beam first, and then attach it down. That way I don't have to try and do it once it's up against the cab. That just doesn't really make any sense. It makes a lot more sense to get that done in advance. So that's going to be the next thing after getting all the holes drilled and getting everything bolted down, and we'll go from there. So it's coming together, and seriously, I mean, I'm not any sort of specialist. I'm a guy who understands basic construction, and if I can do this stuff, anybody can do this stuff. Just take your time and be safe. Talk to you soon. So this is where you watching my channel saves you some trouble, because I didn't have enough sense to think ahead. Would have been good if I'd have remembered to drill that hole countersunk so the head of the bolt wouldn't stick up, but I didn't. So now I got to do it afterward, which means of course it's going to dance all over the place and try and rip my arm off, but I still got to countersink it. So here we go. That wasn't so bad, I guess. All right. Well, I think a little work with the. Yeah, no, that's perfect. All right. So everything is down, and the spacing's not even, so it looks a little uneven maybe from the very end, but it was the best I could with the space available, and so now it's just a matter of tightening all the bolts down. So let's see if we can't get the whole screen in here. We're going to tighten her all down. Okay, so I've got the headboard here to the bed, and this is going to be the beam that's going to be attached to the very front, right against the back of the bed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these brackets on before attaching the beam, and I've got it all laid out here. It's all centered up where I want. I'm just going to make sure the bracket's centered on the beam up and down, and we're going to pre-drill some holes, and then we're going to put in the bolts. I pre-drill them because you know, you can split the wood worse than it already is, or you can snap those bolts off in there and just ask me how I know. Actually, don't ask me how I know that. Not good. Not a fun day. So we're going to go ahead and do that next.